Thank you so much, Ewan. Well, autumn is on the horizon, gentlemen, so make sure you know what's trending when it comes to fashion for the upcoming season. We caught up with the industry's most clued up duo to get the style forecast for SA Menswear Week.
Recognised for their dapper style and respected for their insightful fashion commentary, trendmen Foley Krishen Samuel are always top of the list when it comes to local fashion weeks and industry events. I'm catching up with them here at SA Menswear Week to get some insight into menswear trends for the new season.
This season, SA Menswear Week took over the Cape Town Stadium as fashion designers from across Africa came together to declare Autumn-Winter Style Directive.
Thank you so much for taking a break to chat with me. So we're talking about fashion here, and it's menswear fashion this season that is the hot topic. What collections have really caught your attention from this season's shows?
Well, one of the standout shows was Adrian Caters and Jodie Paulson. Wonderful use of fabric and texture and a modern African aesthetic that came through in that show. Another designer was Rich Mnizi. Also amazing fabrication. We can see that he's growing as a designer, so it was wonderful to see his show. Somebody else that really stood out for us was Lucanio Mdingi and Nicholas Coots. It's so fantastic to have a fashion designer work with a stylist. They really got their concept through quite well in terms of bringing through that Afrofuturism that we're seeing on the runway at the moment.
And has there been any synergy with what we're seeing internationally on their catwalks and what we've seen here in South Africa?
Well, absolutely. I mean, there's one international trend that we notice coming through quite a lot, and that is the marriage between art and fashion. What we're noticing is people are taking an aspect of art. Like, for example, we saw in Chu's show, he took the actual op art elements that we know from the 1960s and used them as a motif in the outfits. We've seen it in other designers where they've taken a small motif from high art and actually used that as a repeating motif in their fabric, like Adrian Caters, for example.
And, speaking of trends, what are those big trends which we see pulling through for the autumn-winter season?
Many of our designers are portraying the African aesthetic and staying true to the African aesthetic, but they're also bringing some futuristic elements into it. So another designer who did this was Genevieve Lyons, and she had a wonderful collection where she actually drew on albinism and skin pigmentation, and she brought it through in her collection.
She actually was portraying this kind of like anger that you're having in fashion at the moment. And for example, Dicker did that, where it was very like in your face. It was quite aggressive with what he was doing, as well as Svi. Svi was quite aggressive with what he was portraying. It was kind of like in your face, this is me, and you just have to accept it.
What trends are coming through for more commercial styling?
Well, oversizing is still a huge trend, and then adding to that, especially for autumn-winter, your scarves, your oversized jackets, parkas, bombers, adding a coat to your existing outfit is going to add another dimension, another layer to an existing look.
And just to end off, what are the items that every guy just has to have in his closet this winter?
For me, it's a navy blazer, khaki chinos, well-fitted denims.
At this point in time, you definitely need a biker leather jacket. I think that kind of speaks to the punk trend. And I would say that you need a loose-fitting coat that could be thrown over any outfit.
From statement coats to everything underneath, SA's designers are right on track with the international pack when it comes to the latest menswear trends.